All right. It's time for the rematch. It's HomeStory Cup, the lower bracket finals. Clem in the bottom right side of the map, and Serral in the top left. It's going to be Abyssal Reef to start things off. A map where it really feels like the players have not figured out how to play on this map yet. It's so new into the map pool. And one of the interesting things that I've seen casting more recent matches is players realizing like this hatchery is just a mistake usually. And this hatchery up here and potentially this one might be the better expansion pattern, kind of going maybe for the normal third, fourth here, and then expanding along kind of the top side of the map, because this one here is so exposed to that ledge. Now, interestingly, pool first for Serral. Clem, is this 2-Rax Reaper? It looks like a 2-Rax Reaper opening. Yeah, it's 2-Rax Reaper. Okay, 2-Rax Reaper is pretty good versus pool first. I mean, you get a queen out early, helps you like defend the Reapers, but I wonder how Serral feels about the matchup overall of pool first. Now, you'll notice, guys, he's going to be able to build an add-on to finish the wall off there, and then I guess he builds another depot here, or sorry, a depot there to wall that off. A bit of an awkward positioning. Does this actually, the add-on on this second barracks should seal the wall, right? I think it will. Interesting. How are we doing? So we've got the gas coming up after the hatchery goes down. Very solid opening. A lot of people in Twitch chat today asking me, is this live or recording? If you guys ever see best games of StarCraft in the title, you know we're casting some of the best matches from the last week or two. We do a bit this wrap-up show my Saturday, Friday afternoon or evening in North America and Europe every week. And today we're doing something a bit special, actually, because when I'm done casting this series, we're going to go straight into a Hero vs. Dark live show match. So we'll obviously remove the best games of StarCraft, because we won't know. Because we're doing live StarCraft, you don't know if it's good or not. To be fair, Serral and Clem, we know this. Even if this was live, we'd know this is going to be good StarCraft. Even if one player trounces the other, that in itself is going to be very impressive. Second and third Reaper coming in here as well. The Hero and Dark show match is going to be really good, though, because we're going to do that on the 8-worker mod. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, go over to my main Pig channel, not the Pigcast channel, just Pigstarcraft, and it'll be up there. If it's not already up, it'll be up within a day or two, no doubt. But really looking forward to what happens, as those two are such crazy players already. Throw them onto a different alternate start mod, and I just wonder what happens. I imagine it's madness. They both play such weird intuitive styles. I'm just hoping one player doesn't completely trounce the other, which sometimes does happen. I think Dark might actually adapt faster and better than Hero. I don't know why, I just get that feeling. For now, though, let's talk about this. That drone, Spore Trick, well done for Serral. Oh, man, this is costly. Yeah, trying to skip on drones entirely, and Zerglings entirely, and rely just on Queens is a problem. But he does get a Reaper. You know what? I think if you lose a drone, a bit of mining time, a few Spore Tricks, but you skip Zerglings entirely, I think that's okay. You killed the Reaper for the drone. I think you're okay with this trade as Serral. You might think, oh, it's so expensive, but think about it. A lot of players would build 4 Zerglings to help defend, which means you're down 2 drones anyway. So instead, yeah, he builds some spores, loses some mining time, and then he trades a drone for a Reaper, which Zergs will take pretty much any day. Oh, he comes in with a drone from each side. He's bringing 2 drones in to try and get this third hatchery down. He snuck a drone out earlier to the left. He just can't quite get it down. That Reaper. Clem is so annoying at blocking the bases. And he brings another Reaper in. Of course he does. Oh, he's such a D-bag. Guys, Clem Reapers are famous for being so... They're creepers, according to chat. Clem Reapers are creepers. They absolutely are D-bags, dude. I remember years and years ago, Beckett Industries watching Serral's stream, playing against Clem on one of the shortest rush distance maps we'd had. Look at that. Reaper for a queen. Good trade for Clem. Tried to run in with Zerglings, did Serral, with that early Ling speed, but the Marines were there. They were safe and solid. So he didn't lose anything. Natural saturated. I think Serral's done a pretty good job of handling the madness. But despite that, I'd still say Clem has put on enough pressure with his third command center coming out. Only down 6 workers. This has got to be very good for him. Yeah, it's 11 workers now. Still, I think this is good for him. The third base is not up. You're not mining from that third until about 5 minutes is a big problem. You need that third base mineral advantage to make up for the fact that Terran's dropping mules. This is why Zerg is all about rushing a third, rushing a fourth. Getting those mineral lines mining is what Legacy of the Void is all about in Zerg vs. Terran. That Reaper's going to try and jump, and he gets it. Oh, well played. Clem escaping as always. So many ledges to take advantage of on these older maps as well. Stim, double medevac coming out. Already trying to build a tank behind that, but he did hit a bit of a supply block. Second depot starts up here. First one finishes in the main base as well. Tank starting. Medevacs are popping. They're going to boost forward and join these Marines, and they're going to come forward across this map. Oh, look how smooth he is with his pickups. Even brings a Reaper in there. 15 Marines, 1 Reaper heading forwards. Serral's queen count is 4 with 2 more building. Serral has a nice 12 worker advantage, but he needs to stop building workers and start making mass Zergling and queen. He hasn't seen the drop coming. He should know, though. He should absolutely know that this is the case. He's got only 3 queens on the front with no transfuse. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. This is scary. He doesn't have that many Zerglings to just swarm this, but good positioning on the queens. Lings come in to distract momentarily. 1 queen goes down. The Marine micro is so good, though. Beautiful play there by Clem. Just picks up. He's going to go back and heal. He gets himself 11 Zerglings, 2 queens for just 3 Marines. 2 Marines and a Reaper, actually. 3 Marines and a Reaper. Gets some creep over here as well. Denying that forward creep is amazing. Serral is stuck in his corner of the map. He's been put in the timeout. This is the Terran's map, this territory. Oh, the Zerglings trying to fight the choke point. Serral kind of has to fight there. Oh, my lord. Oh! Oh, he's even picking up the weak Marines and dropping them at the back. Clem, you absolute foul creature of Terran. Oh, go back to the hole that spawned you. Nobody should be this good at StarCraft. It's not fair. It's not fair. Now, I've had a lot of comments recently in my videos. They say, why are people complaining so much about Terran being imbalanced? Isn't Terran meant to be imbalanced? Guys, I don't think Terran's meant to be imbalanced in this matchup at all. A lot of people seem to have this wrong, so I was responding to a few comments for this. Clem is imbalanced. Clem is too good at StarCraft, and his hands need to be nerfed. His hands and brain combined, his perfect macro-micro combo, is disgusting. It's unfair that someone can be that good. This is obviously not us saying nerf him, nerf Terran. It's definitely, we've talked in the past about TVP balance being a little bit off, but here, Terran versus Zerg, Serral dominated Clem until what? Until EWC, really. He had a dominant record till EWC. He's smashed him for the most part, but Clem is hitting another level at the moment. Oh, damn. That was a good cleanup for Serral, though. That was a really good cleanup. But Clem, even then, saves 8 of the Marines, gets them out. Baneling's in the 3rd. Oh, and he got the tank on the high ground. Nice pull there by Clem. Only 2 SCVs for 5 or 6 Banelings. Great trade for him. Serral's on 58 workers, guys. His 4th hatchery, he's taking the bad 4th hatch. Oh, Serral has not studied this map yet, has he? Oh, at the time of HomeStory Cup, I talked to him. He said he'd played no late game at all. He said he'd been playing quite a bit, but only for a week or 2. I did talk to him right before the tournament, and he did say, you know, I don't know. Some of these maps have crazy tank positions, but I really just need a lot more games to have a proper understanding of like what's good, what's bad. So it really felt like HomeStory Cup here was a bit of a litmus test for the patch in terms of what are the players' first impressions? You know, what are they learning on the fly in this tournament? And you can see Serral taking this base, I think, is a tragic mistake. If Clem pushes that left side, he can abuse him. Lings run into the Marines. Good trade for Clem. Now, Carapace is actually finished really fast, which is great. If Serral can start +2 Carapace immediately, he can stay ahead of the curve on the upgrades, which is really big, but he's just so far behind in supply. And that is... Oh, he even targets the mine! Clem doesn't let it auto-fire. The moment the Widow Mine burrows, he targets it on the Banelings. Serral tries to split. It still killed 5 Banelings. Clem. Oh, my lord, dude. When he's got you pinned like this on the defensive with so little recourse, only 5 queens for Antia, he can split up and just multi-drop. Clem has so much freedom. There's no pressure on him. He's got a 4th command center floating out. He has 2 factories pumping. He started his +2 weapons. I mean, he's just in such a good position. Oh, burrowed Banelings just took out a few Marines over there. I love that Serral's trying to the burrowed Banelings. He focuses the Widow Mine before it can fire. That's a really important move. You got to focus down Widow Mines before they get a chance to shoot wherever possible. Liberator on that left side, coming in and denying the workers. That Widow Mine's big, potentially massive Widow Mine, gets 11 kills, a few of which were Banelings. Queens do take out the Lib on that southern side, but at the same time, drop behind the natural, and every time he drops, he just kills whatever he can, and the Banelings arrive, and he picks up a fraction of a second before those Banelings connect. 2-2 is there. Clem didn't play tanks. If he played tanks, this ledge would be a terror zone. Not to mention, even here, tanks would be amazing. Drop still rotating up into the main, the natural everywhere. Clem just being a nuisance. Meanwhile, more units in the middle, but they don't go over the burrowed Banelings. Serral misses his opportunity. Too busy dealing with these Marines. He missed his opportunity there. He could have got a good detonate, but look at this. Clem just laughing his butt off right now, going high ground, low ground, high ground, low ground. Oh, you got your banelings on top of the Marines? Guess what? I'll pick up, unload again. Liberator's still there. He finally loses the Marines in the natural, but Serral's just too far behind from that early game, guys. He's playing very good StarCraft from a beyond impossible scenario. He's been dead for several minutes. Unless Clem made epic mistakes, there was pretty much very little chance for Serral to get back in it. From denying the third base early to the follow-up damage with the double drop, it was basically lights out. All right, guys, going into game 2, Serral in the bottom left going for a 13 Overlord, Clem in the top right. Notice Serral has not yet adapted. Apparently Lambo and whatnot told him about the 15 Overlord at HomeStory Cup, the 14 or the 15 Overlord. But I don't think he was practiced with it, so he said, well, let's not make my build change. No reason to change my opening to get a few extra minerals in the early game, since it's going to be unfamiliar. I got to put practice into that away from a big tournament before adjusting and adapting. Top right of Ultra Love is Clem. So he's in the red side of the map, guys, as you can see, channeling that Terran rage. Look at these friggin' lightning storms off the side of the map. Isn't this map beautiful, by the way? Meanwhile, Serral down here, he's got this pansy-ass blue energy. Look at this stupid blue energy. Where's your thunderstorm? I guess over here is where we see more of it. You can see the lightning flashing. Oh, lame. Blue, lame. Loser. What is that, the good guy team? It's the stupid good guy team, right? With this stupid blue ball here. To be fair, are Zerg the good guys? I don't know if they're the good guys. I feel like they should probably be on the red side. But the red side definitely looks much more metal. I do think the red side just... they both look cool, but I love this area. Whenever the lightning flashes, I just love it. I just dig it. I love what the map maker did with this. Oh, look at that. Oh, I love this as well, where the blue and the red kind of connects in the middle. That's so cool, man. He's going to SCV scout his Clem, not taking any chances against like pool first or anything like that. Chat says it's nice that player colors match the map colors of the sides. Yeah, I don't think you can force that to happen. There's no setting for that. So I think they just got lucky. Unless they hosted it and decided to just regame until the players happened to spawn in the right position, which would have been funny. That would be like some... I reckon the players would agree to that. They'd be like, yeah, whatever, I don't care which side I spawn on. Well, actually, if you're going to go 2x Reaper, you're going to care. You don't want your add-ons exposed on the outside of the wall off. Good micro so far by Serral. Doesn't have to do any spore tricks just yet, and you want to keep it that way. Oh, keep that drone alive, keep that drone alive. Good pullbacks on the drone. He's so good at dancing his 4 Zerglings, man. Serral, very good defense. Doesn't lose a single unit. Third hatchery's down. Link speed started. Solid as a rock. Creep Tumor has been placed. Third command center goes down on Clem's side. Believe it or not, Clem is doing a 3 command center build, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely earth-shattering revelation. Obviously, this is just the standard. He's figured out how to defend just about everything with this opening. That looks like he's probably going to go Banshee. He does mix in the Liberator play, and he has one of the most annoying Liberator games out of anyone. I always feel like Liberator is really good at low level, really good at mid level, and it falls off really hard at like high GM. And then it suddenly, when you get to the best Terran in the world, it becomes a really good opening again. Just because he's so good at not running it into any queens or spores. He micros the Liberator so well. Doubt we'll see that this game, though. So there is already a tech lab coming in. A lot of gas as well. Second gas is mining. Starport's going to swap to the tech lab. Reaper still hasn't found any real damage. Now, the early Roach Horn and the skipping Link Speed, it is going to be a pretty solid opening. 7 Roaches! Whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa. I was like, that's a pretty early Roach Horn, but 7. He's going to go do a big Roach pressure. That's interesting, because Clem always plays 3CC into either Hellion Banshee or 2-1-1. He sees... I guess he saw the Starport building earlier. If it's a Liberator or a Viking, this is such a good opening. Clem going Banshee. If he sees the Roaches move out, he can shut this down. Let's see what Serral can find. Serral willing to take a risk on this Roach move out. I like it. The Hellions move right. The Roaches pop out and go left. Uh-oh. He sees nothing on the third, which isn't the biggest tell in of itself just yet. About 4:30, if you see no drones there, that's where it's a real big problem. He senses it, though. He's got to go check. He has to... No, Clem. Clem, you got to go check. Oh, the Banshee's flying out. Is the Banshee going to see it? No. Oh, this is a big problem. Clem, making a huge mistake. Drones are in the open there. defending with nothing but a few queens. And the roaches arrive. The Banshee did already turn around, actually. He realized something was up, maybe. The Banshee comes back. SCV is going to try to fight this. They're going to just try and fight, are they? Oh, he is. He's just fighting. Roach is taking down the Hellions and the Marines. The Marines still adding a little bit of damage there. The SCV is going to try to run away. Good choice. I don't think you should keep fighting there. The Mules tried to go back to mining. Roach is going to take out 9 SCVs and a whole bunch of Mules. Lots of drones coming in behind. I love this move. He's got 2-3 more Roaches building behind to stop the Hellion counterattack that he knows will come. 12 SCVs are here. These Marines will fall. Roaches trading out as best they can. See if he can get 1 or 2 more Hellions. And Clem, he's going to lose 1 last Marine before the last Roach goes down. Units lost tab in favor of Serral. Not to mention, 3 Mules went down as well. Lots of opportunity cost. You're up to 55 workers on 3 base. If you can secure a 4th here as Serral, block the counter damage, you're good. Problem, he doesn't have a lair yet. So he's not gonna be able to establish a 4th. The spores should be just in time, I think, for these Banshees. Oh, maybe he delayed the spore in the natural a long time. Uh-oh. Okay. Serral, he's got 5 queens only. They're pretty much all on station. Banshees find an opening. And they do get 4 or 5 drones. Really well done. Taking minimal damage in the process. Going to that main base now as well. Serral trying to abandon. Oh, doesn't get the spore trick down. And that... Oh, he clicks the lair. Accidentally does Clem. Missing a volley on the queen. Which means the queen does survive. But Serral, you can see, taking big damage to these Banshees. Just in terms of lost mining. Not to mention the 9. Oh, 8 drones. Good spore cancel. Transfuse goes down. Good bait there. The queen tanking at the last second, and then she transfuses as the new queens arrive. 2 Hellions and a Reaper coming in. 4 Lings. Oh, Serral with the 4-Ling block. Gets the Hellion trapped there. Really well done. Oh my god, I can't believe he's coming back into the main. Overseer's on the natural in the wrong position right now. Oh, Banshee does go down there. Great cleanup for Serral. Serral is up 20 workers. 1 upgrades on the way. Sneaking a 4th hatchery in the bottom right side of the map. It's not a fast 4th hatchery, but I think that's okay. He's on 74 drones, so he's already droning that 4th, and he's going in infestation pit, which it could just be for Hiveling Bane transition. I wouldn't be surprised. I think he needs to just build Roaches right now. OVs, Roaches, and pull your Overlords back, because we're past the stage where we want to have these Overlords on the map. These Marines are scary. 16 Marines, you've only got 6 Roaches. You need to be building nothing but Roaches right now and trying to hang on. Queens and Roaches need to get together. He's got to defend this follow-up pressure. Serral still has a 20 worker advantage, but his army is exposed, and he's got a big pack of Overlords on the left that could be easy pickings if he's out of position. All right, really well played by Serral so far. I love this opening. Clem just sleeping on his Hellions, not scouting for that sort of Roach pressure. Focusing too much on denying creep cost him. And the Roaches are ready to defend. You know he's going to unload. You know what's cute, guys? Serral drops a Changeling on the Watchtower. I never thought of doing that. That's so funny. That's so cool. Oh, I'm definitely doing that next time I play this map as Zerg. Dropping a Changeling on the Watchtower, because otherwise you can't get to it. Banshee on the left side trying to deny a 5th base, or at least spot when it goes down. Medevac takes a few hits. Ling Speed and Hive on the way. It is going to be that Baneling transition, guys. Baneling Speed has started as well. And feels like for Clem's second factory, yeah, he's going to go 4th command center. So Clem's going to play the long game. The question is, can Clem get back in this? Because right now, yes, he's down in supply, but remember, it's Roach supply. 16 Roaches, 3 Ravages is an immense amount of supply. That's 32 plus 9. That's 41 supply. Probably only worth about 25, 30 in terms of raw actual fighting value. So it's much closer to even in terms of army than you think. But it's the economy that's been really nice for Serral. And now with the Hive tech already kicking in, he's definitely ahead of the curve tech-wise. Rocks are being broken. These Marines still being a nuisance. Vipers coming out, not to mention 7 Queens being on the map is really going to help. I'd love to see Spores zoning these edges a bit more in the main, as well as on that bottom right side. 5th base still has not been able to go down. Ling Speed's not quite here. +2 carapace starting up before +2 Weapons of Terran. Serral's looking amazing in this game. His macro is all over it. No 4th command center just yet, guys. There we go. 4th command center builds out front the natural. Another 8 Marine drop goes to the right side to try and join up. So he's going to have 16 Marines on the left, 16 Marines on the right. Serral defending nicely. Unit loss tab has been incredibly even so far. And where are those Vipers? There they are. No Hydronens means these drops are going to be annoying. It's going to give Clem a window to just micro his way out with multitasking. Because Vipers just take so long to get parasitic bombs. While they slowly kill the medevacs, they're very slow to do it. And that's why I said spores on those edges to limit the drop areas could really help out. Roach is pulling back on this right side. I think the Roaches probably could have taken that fight, but he doesn't want to trade poorly. Serral just really making sure all of his forces join together. Very well done. Left side, Queens and Lings are ready. It's got a Spore Crawler there as well, making it a bit hard for the drop to come in. And Queen goes down, Lings go for the surround. Queen only gets a single hit on the Medivacs. Where are those Vipers, guys? They're on the right side. He's going to counterattack there. Parasitic Bomb goes down on the empty Medivac, throws another one out on the full Medivac, and those Vipers have to go back and get more energy. Hydrodent finally goes down. He cancels the Ultra Cav and he realizes, dude, I need something that shoots up. Otherwise, how do I defend this 5th base? Big push coming for Clem. Clem's maxed out. So is Serral. Serral's been maxed out for a little while, but he doesn't have that many Banelings just yet. And more importantly, he doesn't see this push until now. Serral's been forced into a defensive stance. Clem is just so good at controlling the map, and it feels like he's slipped past the scary part of this game. Serral doesn't really have anything amazing at Hive Tech, right? Just a few Vipers coming in. Here we go, Ravager, Roachling, Bane trying to fight. The earlier +2 Carapace not helping Serral because it hasn't quite kicked in. Clem forcing a fight while they're even on upgrades. Viper's coming in. Oh, Blinding Cloud goes down, but it only lands on a single tank. The other Viper runs forward, almost dies to the Widowmine. Biles aren't landing, but look at this at the same time. The drop down here being annoying, sniping yet another Queen. If you can get this 5th hatchery, it is massive for Clem. Serral just not taking the fights he needs. Now, it was from dead even. Now he's down 3,000 in the resources lost. Clem's micro is insane. +2 Carapace kicks in now. You're kidding me. After all the fighting happens, he gets the upgrade advantage that he worked so hard for this game. But guess what? Clem already took all the good trades he needs. He says, I don't care about your upgrade advantage. I've got next to nothing left on the front anyway. I have a 4th base established behind this, and I am still somehow holding this position. Clem fighting way better than Serral. I think you're really seeing Serral's lack of experience on this map. I think you can see he just let this push get in position so easily. He was way too slow to get out anti-air like Hydras or something. One of the big features of the modern map pool is there is a big spread of bases. We'll talk about that in a moment, though. Clem wants to finish this game right here, right now. Breaking the Rock Tower may be a viable choice. Roach Ravager, Ling Bane spreading forward. Widowmines are firing across the whole front. Lings and Banes trying to defend. Serral refusing to give up this base. Overseer takes one. A few Zerglings take another. Serral, he's got to be careful. There's so many Widowmines, man. So many of them. Ooh, good old position. Takes another Widowmine there. Ling Bane Roach trying to come forward. Spore trying to help out. Viper there with a Parasitic Bomb. Getting some hits, but only barely one tick on the Medivacs before the split comes off. Still no Spore in this left corner of the main, and that's been leaving an opening, which he should have closed a long time ago. He has Spores in the mineral line. He should have moved forward to this top left corner of the main. That's an oversight for Serral that he's going to regret. 3 drones go down. Bio's there. Bio thrusts in the bottom right at the same time. The Queen goes down. The Lings will try to defend, but the Widowmines get a juicy shot off. And that is beautiful for Clem. Libs are going to siege on this base as well. Even though the Banes clean up the Marines, the Libs are going to ruin the mining. Meanwhile, still going high ground, low ground, just abusing Clem's lack of anti-air. Looks like some Banes rolled in and killed 8 workers on the other side, but that is in the midst of everything being on Serral's side of the map. That's not something you want in a StarCraft game. You want the fighting to be on their side of the map whenever possible, but Clem just does not let that happen. His multitasking is out of this world, his confidence, his control, and you can tell he's just got more reps on the current maps than any other player in the world. He has played every single online tournament for the last 2 months in the PTR throughout. He's been playing as Protoss as well, and still I feel like he has more Terran or Protoss games in pretty much every scenario than every other pro out there. Practice truly is king on a new patch like this, and Clem's just looking so well-rounded, so tight, and so well-prepared. Marines holding a choke point there. Clem even saves a few of them and continues to be a nuisance. The double lib coming in on that right side. Serral trying to squeeze in +3 Carapace. It's almost there. Clem never started 3-3 because he's just winning the game so hard with momentum that he doesn't even need to. Queens will finally deal with those libs, which is a nice move. The libs are going to move behind the Marines, though. Let them guard them. Oh, mass Widowmine runs on creep. But watch out for the Widowmines. Getting some decent hits there. Trying to get Banelings in the middle of those mines could be good. He needed more Banelings to hit those. Serral frantically trying to control this. He just can't quite get on top, and the libs are relentless. Massling rolls into the third, gets a tank and 5 SCVs, denies the add-on on the command center as well. SCVs trying to fight against Lings. Probably not Clem's brightest move there. A few Marines dropping there. The lib on the right side finally getting cleaned up, but at what cost? Serral has lost so much mining time. I don't know how he defended this hatchery this long. Serral should have lost this game 2 or 3 minutes ago when he lost this hatchery, but he just didn't lose the hatchery. Any normal human would have lost this hatchery, but the greatest player of all time is a freak. Some would say he's playing doggedly. I would say he's playing goatedly, which is basically doggedly times 2. If you took basically a very fierce and loyal dog that just will not give up, but you put horns on it and then ram it into your opponent, that's what goatedly is. It's very similar to doggedly. It's a word. It's part of the dictionary. Look it up, guys. It's totally real. Ling Bane hanging out, Widowmine Lib coming forward. Serral's too far behind. It's just a matter of time. Even without 3-3 upgrades, I don't think it matters. The Widowmines and Libs don't care about upgrades. Widowmine's doing big friendly fire, but Serral just does not have the numbers. And CLEM up to 0. What a beautiful play. I really, truly feel Serral needed to get anti-air up, and I think he should have learned the lesson from that game. I think he's going to get Hydras out in the next one. All right, guys. CLEM in the bottom left side, and Serral's going to answer with a 15-15 by the looks of it. Okay, let's see if he can fight back here against CLEM. I really liked the start of that game, man. He was looking really good, but he just got pinned on the defensive, and you could kind of see, like, yeah, you need to be able to shove CLEM away. And it almost feels like, hey, if we're going to play standard, we need to play Hydras. Maybe Mutas or Corruptors, but that seems kind of wild. Hatchery into spawning pool, very standard opening. The question is, when does he go for the gas? Usually with this next drone that he'll queue up. So this drone here should be rallied to the gas with Serral's old school builds. Is he going to do gasless? It looks like he might be trying to get away with his new gasless build, guys. Because that drone is not rallied to the gas. He's just going to long distance mine on this patch. He stacks it up to make sure he gets three drones all on this patch. And then he rallies down to the natural with the next one. And then he'll pull the worker off after mining 1 or 2 rounds. Serral is going to be facing a CLEM that does scout early. It's ley lines. Sorry, I might have said it was Amygdala, but this is ley lines, guys. Ley lines is, in my opinion, the overgrowth, the standard map we're going to see the most. No one seems to veto ley lines. I like it as every race in every matchup. I think this is like the most balanced, kind of decently well-rounded map. I think it just seems okay. I'm sure as time goes on, we'll realize it's a bit more favored for this race or that race in certain matchups, but overall, it's just a very middle-of-the-road map. Nothing too crazy. Drone's going to go out and try and take the third. And as the SCV follows it, he sends another drone out. This hatchery here is so bad, guys. I love that he fakes taking the bad hatchery. So this is the worst base of all time that every pro loves to take because they get a purple gas after mining minerals for 1.5 minutes. The only cost is you only get half the gas on the base and you lose 2 whole mineral patches. A casual 3,000 minerals and 2,250 gas less. And every pro is like, oh, give me that purple gas. And you're like, guys, it's really not that good. Like, this is not even a full... I honestly, I would not be surprised if most pros think this is 8 mineral patches and don't realize it's 6 plus 150 mineral blocking mineral patch. Like, I really wonder when... I really... Yeah, we'll see. I mean, as CLEM... You could take it as your 4th, but I do think 3rd here, 4th on the low ground, is better for pushing through the middle of this map. We'll see what he does. Oh! Oh, he's going to go for the creep tumor, you cheeky little bugger. Doesn't quite get it. He does manage to pull back. Serral is going to go 3 workers on gas now. Into a Roach Warren at 315. It's a pretty early Roach Warren. He attacks his own queen. She was just giving her a back rub, guys. Don't worry, they're friends. Hellions coming out. Second gas goes down on the natural. Looks like a very standard Hellion Banshee opening yet again. I don't think Serral's going to risk attacking with roaches this time. You can see he's not really banking up extra Overlord supply. He's spending all of his lava on drones. And a second gas goes down on the natural as well. 16, 17, and soon to rally to the 3rd. First Hellions have arrived. But look at that. 2 queens, never leaving the wall off. As long as he stays solid in the wall off, he should be able to defend. But the Reaper, he knows that you don't have link speed. He knows you don't have link speed. That this is what CLEM likes to do. When CLEM sees no link speed, he likes to circle around your base like a D-bag. Oh, he's so annoying. Oh, the Roach is in position. The Roach is not in position. Pull the drones back. He's not in position. Oh, God. Oh, God. Drones in the open. But actually quite a few Roaches and Lings on top. He gets a fair bit of damage, but oh, still enough for lethality. Okay, now he loses the ability to one-shot drones. Oh, the drones go back to mine, though. 8 workers do go down. Costly. I don't think this was great for Serral. Now, don't get me wrong. It cost quite a few units, right? Cost for cost. It is efficient for him, but he needs to shut down this damage right now before any more comes down. If that queen held position in the middle of the mineral line, I don't think Hellions can get past her. Good Evo block, though, to buy time. Lair's on the way, should be ready right around the time Cloak finishes, so very well played. Banshee's going to come in on the right side, doesn't really have much it can do. It is, of course, a 5 queen, 5 roach opening, though. Hellions are in again, you're kidding me. Those Hellions are going to drive in, kill a few Zerglings. Banshee's in an annoying position, gets itself a drone. Hellions in the main, one of them goes down. Shouldn't find too much more damage, that goes down. Banshee got a kill. Hellions forced a few more spore tricks. And some more spores have gone down in each base also. Second and third base into double engineering bay behind this for CLEM. 50 workers against 50. That usually favors the Terran. Roach is trying to sneak by. Second Banshee. Is it going to see them? Oh, he's only got 4 Marines on the ground, guys. If he surprises and kills 5 or 6 workers with these Roaches, while going up to 70 workers and his own 4th base, this could be really good for Serral. Serral's going to have to take his 4th down the bottom. He's just clicked a drone down there. Roach is running in right now. Roach is running in. Ooh. Okay. Does deny mining, but Clem's so quick to abandon the base. Oh, and he does the supply drop. He does the supply drop. Clem, the one guy who I told you he's played more of this patch than anyone else. He's the one guy who would have actually used that there. At least you get 2 depots worth of value for the damage of 1. The Roach is going to pick off a few Marines. It does force the Banshees back, and it gives Serral room to go to 73 drones, I guess. Where are his Evos, though? He's got to get Carapace started yesterday, dude. Ling speed starts, as well as 1-1 melee Carapace. I love it. 1-1 melee Carapace is so much better. I think the top pros so often go off Roach Ravager very early. If you can skip range and just go straight melee and go into like Ling Bane and Hive earlier, it is a bit better. It's maybe a bit of a gamble, but he might feel he needs to take that gamble since he has taken a bit of damage this game. Oh, 4 drones. Nice move. Where are the queens? 2 queens and an overseer there. Banshee's come back in. 5 drones. 2 queens in the main, though. He's going to grab a 6th one. Oh, he sandwiches himself. 1 Banshee goes down. Overseer could have chased, maybe got 1 or 2 more hits on that Banshee, but only a slight error for Serral. Very small mistake. All right, guys, we've got a second factory coming in as well. So 4th and 5th barracks are up. You can kind of see the whole Terran layout. And we do expect a 4th command center after this armory. Armory is a little late to start 1-1 into 2-2 straight away, but he should still be able to keep that upgrade advantage over Serral. I like that Serral didn't take this base. Serral seems to be the one pro who's realized this is an awful expansion that's very exposed to tank push from the low ground. Marine tank coming forward. Roaches here. Creep Tumor getting shot by the tank. Taking a few hits there. Alright, 3 Ravagers morphing. Hive is most of the way done. Where's the Baneling nest? Into the main. So Baneling speed's just started, which means it'll be done at about 9 minutes just before then. Banshee's still being annoying. Clem's got to be frustrated. Good spore trick, though. Only loses 1 drone. Could have been worse. Meanwhile, south side Marines coming in. Queen goes down immediately, picks up, gets out of there with 16 Marines, just leaves 1 behind as there's no space left in the medevac. Cancels the second spore, goes back to gas mining. Oh, that spore crawler does big damage. Yeah, getting spores out on these edges to limit the drops, as well as the Vipers already being on the way, could be massive for Serral. He starts +2 melee, +2 carapace is the more important upgrade. Remember, +2/2's already started for Clem. Serral needs to start +2 carapace, and he realizes, oh, his attention to detail is just so good. Oh, Clem! That is the most Clem move. He saw the biles, pulled back, and then immediately steered back into the corrosive biles, and actually took the biles on the healthy medevac. He was... That's like Clem... You guys have seen Clem dodge disruptors where he runs towards it? Because he wants to, the moment... Like, he wants to dodge by the smallest possible margin. That's just the way Clem plays. He never gives himself room for error, and he doesn't need to. Tanks in a big line. He unsieges right now. Going to try and re-siege those. Ling's going for the counterattack. There are Marines there as well. Serral needs a good fight. How's he going to take it? These tanks are a little exposed. I'd like to see Serral pre-split. Right now his army's clumped. He needs units to come in from the right side as well. I don't like the angle. I want him to come down to that left side, and I want him to come from this right side as well. You can see he's spreading around the right side. I think he might be going for it. No, he's still just dancing in and out. Ling's looking for the counterattack or the flank. But you can see the Marines are guarding that tank. Those Lings moved in. They moved out on that left side. Here we go, Marine tank guarding, and Serral buying as much time as he can. But the hatchery is going to start taking damage. Clem's going to force his hand. Clem is going to force his hand right now. No, Serral still doesn't take the fight. He's waiting for those Vipers, but he's taking big damage. He's down 1,500 resources and the unit's lost. He's keeping the hatchery healthy. More Banelings morphing. Vipers, Ling Bane, Ravager. He's going to think about going for it. But once again, the patience is incredible. The greatest player of all time. Down 0-2. On the verge of being eliminated from this entire tournament. Here we go. Blinding Clouds on the front layer of tanks. The Banelings connected a little bit with the Marines, but only a little bit. A lot of those Marines are left over. I think 3 tanks just died, but Clem immediately moves forward. He says, you don't have Banelings. I'm going to take you out right here, right now. Banshee Marine tank coming forward. Oh me, oh my. Spores going down. Serral needs a miraculous hold. Blinding Cloud on those 2 tanks is massive. Those Ravagers going to take out the tanks. The other tank goes down as well. Finally pushing it back. Serral holds on. I do not know how. I would have loved to see him kill that last tank as well, but he pulls back, of course, to make more Banes, to get more Viper energy. He lost 1 Viper. He's rebuilding it. 2-2's done for Terran, but now it's also done for Zerg, as is Adrenal Glands, which is going to give those Zerglings a massive boost to their attack speed. Neck and neck in supply. That's very good for Clem. Clem has a 4th up, 5th command center building as well. Clem is ahead in this game. He's massing tanks, Marines, Marauders. +3 weapons have started at the exact same time as +3 Carapace. More Vipers coming in as well. Oh, here we go. Ravager Ling Bane hanging out. Massling going for the counter attack. He's going to go in towards the natural. Tanks trying to do the spready. 3-3's on the way. Burrow as well. Oh, here we go. Ling's going for a big surround. Okay, yeah, he gets on top, but I think it's a hold for Clem. He will lose a few. It's still a decent trade here. Getting a tank and a bunch of Marauders for Ling's. Good trade for Serral. He needs moves like that. He needs moves like this. But Clem doesn't get in the chaos. He only loses 2 SCVs. Same time he kills 3 drones, and Serral has taken the butt hatchery. The butt hatchery because it's the butt of all jokes. It is literally just a target for Terran to kill. Lings are going to go in though. Could maybe kill that command center from this side. He's going to try and run into this base. Doesn't really find the worker line though. Clem should be able to defend, I believe. I don't think that's enough Lings to fight this. Serral takes the fight anyway, but that's a good defense for Clem. Holds on, pushes forward at the same time. Vipers with Parasitic Bomb could be big. Dude, throw it. You know you want to drop that Parasitic Bomb. Serral holding back. He wants to save it for Blinding Cloud. He ends up taking the bait. And you know what? Clem a little slower to spread than he normally is. Does actually take a fair bit of damage across those medevacs. Right now, 3-3's on the way for both sides. 6th command center's building for Clem as he secures his 5th base. Serral sitting on 4 bases. 5th base coming up the top. Feels like Clem's on equal bases, and I mean, unless you're able to trade evenly, over time, Serral's just going to be losing this game. He's down 5,000 resources. He needs a really good engagement, and I think that means giving this hatchery up. Another big Ling run by. Another big Ling run by. Clem doesn't have any spotters up there. He sees it way too late. He doesn't get the depot up. He doesn't get the depot up. Lings getting into both sides at once. That's huge. SCV's trying to run away. This is a massive moment for Serral. It's so important for him to find some value with these counterattacks. He hasn't really been able to all game long. Remember, these are 2-2 Adrenal Gland Zerglings. Double supply block on the depots to save the wall off, though. Clem, you nasty boy. Look at that, though. Here comes the Blinding Cloud. A lot of his forces went home. Serral's going to take the opportunity to blanket him in Blinding Clouds and clear out that army of siege tanks. Beautiful cleanup for Serral. The distraction of the Zerglings opens up his opportunity to dislodge Clem. Command center barely lifts in time from the natural. It will repair and re-land here to get back in business. Ling's trying to unburrow in the 3rd. Gets himself another siege tank and then burrows again just to force a scan out of Clem. Clem only lost 6 workers though. He's still up 7 workers. He's still up in supply. He has 5 bases, more commands in his building. He's trying to build more starports as well as throwing some turrets down around his bases. Serral though buys himself a moment of respite, a moment to chill, to breathe, to calm down for a second and find something. And the something he's chosen is Infestors. He's got Neuroparasite in the way, 3 Infestors. He already has Burrow. He hasn't really used Burrowed Banelings, just Burrowed Zerglings to block bases. This Overlord should be taking a dump on this base, and you know it will. Serral says, you want to take this base, Clem? How about, nah, that's going to take a little while to disappear as he starts to spread the creep on the ground. Looks like the graphic bugs out on this crater, interestingly enough. But there is actually creep all here, you just can't quite see it. First time noticing that. Chat says, is Serral choking again? Choking? Serral's been fighting from behind like a psychopath. Ain't no choking when you're playing Clem and Zerg vs. Terran, mate. Clem's Zerg vs. Terran might be one of the most disgustingly hard things to beat in all of StarCraft history. Serral's been catching him off with cheese for years. with crazy builds. But Clem has figured out how to stop the Tunneling Claw Roaches, figured out how to stop the Nidus Worms, figured out how to stop those 2 base Roach Bushes, and that's left Serral forced to play macro games against the greatest Terran vs. Zerg player of all time. Now, he's going to go Hydra Den. I truly believe Corruptors are much better at max supply than Hydras. I think that's what Serral should probably go for, but anything that shoots up is going to help him gun down these medevacs, especially if you catch something like that. You can abduct them into your Hydras and shoot them down rather than relying on Parasitic Bomb, which of course Clem is just so good at spreading against. He might just go for bombs here. Let's see. He's thinking about it. Does drop the bombs. He's going to deny this base. Gets a tank on the low ground and does fall back. Bile's going to do some damage to the command center. Softens it up for future. 2 Lings still burrowed in that mineral line. Where are the infestors, guys? Because honestly... Oh, there we go. First one gets spotted. That's a bummer. He's still got 2, but one of them's in his natural. That's got to be a misclick, guys. What are you doing? Gareth, get out there. Gareth, stop hiding. Dude, you know the punishment for mutiny is shooting squad. Get to the front lines. This is that Blackadder episode where he's trying to pretend he didn't get the friggin' message to go over the top, and he's like, he's eating the carrier pigeon and stuff. That's essentially, that was a proper Blackadder Rowan Atkinson friggin' infestor right there. Lingbane on the top left side as well. Ravager, Lingbane, Viper there, trying to hang out, trying to defend this bottom right base. I think Serral should probably take this top left. It's more viable than this one. I understand he wants to take that base, but I mean, what can he do here? Another big Ling run by could help. He's got a massive Lingbane on that side. He's kind of waiting for Clem to step into his trap, and Clem's not making that mistake. Clem's done a really good job of splitting his army. Only thing Clem's missing is more vision on this top side to have a bit more early warning of this attack, because look, he's going to Blinding Cloud or abduct the tanks. Oh, look at this. Great move for Serral. People always keep their Vipers on this front, but not Serral. Snipes the Vipers, though. Oh, and Clem comes back with the bio. Go Serral. He gets 2 tanks for 2 Vipers. That's a good trade for Clem. Clem's happy to take that trade, man. Oh, this is really well played by Clem. It feels like Clem's got him in such a bad position. Lingbane trying to pull back. Gareth was just a random name. I don't know. I just felt like he was a bit of a Gareth. He's pulled to the front now. There's one in the top left. Oh, it was barely in range, that one. Sorry, guys. We're trying to catch where the infestors are. He's got 1 here and 1 in the top left of the map. But it could get scanned at any moment. Careful. Don't move it in range. Is it worth even fungling this? Probably not. It's not enough bio. You don't want to reveal the infestor. You want to wait for a bigger play. Doesn't have any Hydras out yet, which is a problem. He's got Frenzy on the way, which can really help out, as well as +2 range. His tank's getting some good shots. Ravagers will take out both tanks, though. Nice play for Serral, taking out both of those siege tanks. Ghost coming forward, though. Infestor's hiding. Infestor's waiting. He goes for a fungal, but he only gets 1. He does dodge the EMP, though. Well, the EMP misses, I should say. It's not like he really dodged it. Clem just threw it on the ground in panic. Didn't quite hit. Reveals the infestor. Doesn't find the money. Whereas Clem does. Clem always finds the money, guys. Clem in Terran verse, he's like a sniffler. He's one of those Harry Potter dogs that friggin' finds money. He just is like, oh, look, I found a hatchery. Oh, look, I found another hatchery. Oh, isn't this... Oh, what a coincidence. He's sniping hatcheries while defending, and if he can secure this bottom right, he splits the map in half, and Serral finds himself in an awful position. Fungal's going to go down, catching all of that army. Clem in a massive position. Doesn't even matter. He instantly remaxes. He has to give up this base for a moment. I don't think killing a few units makes a difference. You have to make a big play, and I don't know how you make that big play unless Clem's whole army gets fungled 2 or 3 times in a row. It's going to be tough to actually capitalize, because how do you break any of these positions, right? Like, what do you use as Serral to break these positions? He is the most patient player of all time. He's very good at landing wombo combos. You know, fungal parasitic bomb on the medevacs could pop them all. It's just hard to pull off now. Now that Clem's aware of it, he's building turrets everywhere. We're going to try and deny this base. Clem's army's kind of small looking. Feels like only a small portion of his army's here. Oh, he sees that infestor on that top left, though. Snipes it down. Fungal doesn't really do anything to protect it. Ghosts are a little exposed. There's a lot of Liberators protecting this, though. The Ghosts, remember, they are 3 supply now. No longer 2 supply. It does weaken the mass Ghost late game army. There aren't that many numbers. Like I said, the Lingbane's just rolling forward. Serral's like, just chase him. He's not even connecting with the Ghost, but he's like, screw it. Let's just kill the base. Get rid of this 4th base down here, or 5th base, I think it was. He's losing a lot to do it, but he does deny this bottom right getting reinforced, getting entrenched. 10,000 resources behind, though. What's the follow-up? He's got Hydras coming in now. I guess Hydra's getting on top and interrupting snipes could be big. Corruptors definitely are very good against this army compared to Hydras. They're not versatile, but they're way tankier than Hydras. What I love about them is they only cost 2 supply for an incredibly tanky unit. But they can't shoot ground. Oh, he gets 1 fungal. He gets a few of the ghosts. 5 ghosts just got caught under the medevacs, but he saves a bunch of them. But the Ling Bane connects everything else. While Clem was picking up the ghosts on the right, a lot of his units just got surrounded. And Serral actually gets a few good fights here. He's going to take out the planetary. Really nice fights for Serral. Serral's down 8,000 resources, but that's hugely positive compared to where this game's been for the most part. And those ghosts don't have any medevacs nearby to pick them up. He's going to lose at least a few more of these ghosts. Clem continually trying to push forward. He doesn't have much support on this side. The libs are actually getting taken out by the Hydras. The Hydras do overwhelm those 2 libs, but fighting to the choke point, not so good for Serral. Units lost tab is only 6,000 in favor. Clem, you need to just take a deep breath. You've still got 3 mineral lines mining. He just needs to slow down, but Clem never slows down. He's attacking with 2 ghosts, a marauder, and all of his medevacs. What a nonsense choice. He should not have been out there. Luckily, the Vipers weren't close by. If Parasitic Bomb landed as well, he would have lost all of his medevacs there. Clem, though, needs to keep it in his pads. He's got to zip up right now, slow down for a minute, use that back to Remax, and slowly just turtle up and defend these 2 bottom bases. Serral has not really mined out the top left nor the bottom right, so those bases will be there to take later, as will this base in the middle. So I think Clem's still in a position where, you know, he's just got to get back to taking better fights. He's getting out-traded. The Frenzy comes in, the Nanomuscular Swell. That medevac does get pushed away, but of course, Clem's reaction is quick, and he does save it. Planetary in the middle, quite a few important mineral patches here left over, but Serral says, no, 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 I will blow up that base. Lings will take out the tanks, or at least one of the tanks as well. And another one does still survive on that other side. Serral's got a bit more money right now. He's still on 82 workers mining. Infesta gets caught there, throws a random fungo out. Doesn't really land on anything of importance. The medevac instantly heals it up. The Marine... this always freaks me out. This giant friggin' fart coming off the edge of this map. But look at that. The Hydra Frenzy comes in, kills the medevac in the top left. Serral fighting from behind right now, keeping himself alive in this game, in this series. Hydra Ling Bane coming forward. Hydra's going to frenzy down the right side. And Serral... he was completely dead zoes, but he does what Serral does best. Just chills and plays as perfect as he can, or as close to perfect, and waits for the Terran to make mistakes. And that's exactly what happened. Clem got a bit crazy in this bottom right side trying to take this base, and he started to make a few more mistakes. I mean, I love this Viper move, and this, like, you're like, yeah, he's going to bust in here. What a great move. But Clem, he scanned. He saw not that many units on the right, so he knew Serral must be moving his army to the left. And he snipes both of the Vipers, and you're like, he just couldn't get in. No real attempts to Nidus this game. You could say that's something that was missing in Serral's play, but without Lurkers, I guess he didn't figure there was that much chance. The end of the day, I think Clem just got a bit too split up and a bit too wasteful in his bottom right side of the map, getting surrounded a few times. And the trades went from 10,000 in his favor around maybe 18 minutes to much closer at the 22-minute mark. Really well played by Serral to hang on and keep himself alive in this series. All right, guys, Serral in the top right, fighting back there, going on to Amygdala. Clem in the bottom left side of the map. Amygdala is a map where you end up fighting on 2 fronts. The bottom right and the top left continually. For Zerg, if you can break rocks in the middle, you can get counterattacks on the Terran, but otherwise you can't. Terran has a great gold base. The gold base for Zerg is a trap. Serral is going to need to go anti-air, get Hydra Ling Bane maybe on both sides of the map, and he's going to need to try and get through this early game as clean as possible. I don't know what Clem's going to bring out here. He's still got an extra map to spare. He can lose this map, go to game 5, and still be in a really good position. So it's going to be really interesting. Why doesn't Serral play good old Swarm Host Nidus Pressure? That's a decent build versus Protoss, a really good build versus Mech. It's very weak versus Bio-Terran, unfortunately. So Bio-Terran is just so mobile. The only time it really looked good was on Crimson Court. Dark did it versus Maru at EWC and almost won on a very Terran-favored map. But the way the architecture of that map worked is you've got these kind of walled-off sides of the map where he could pop the Niduses behind, and it was hard for Maru to get to clean up. And that was actually a really cool style, but generally speaking, Nidus Swarm Host is not so good. So let's see what the players go for. Clem not taking any chances. He's going to go for the SCV Scout. Serral has gone for a more standard Hatchcast pool here. I think third base here, fourth base here, fifth base down here is fine, or third up the top, fourth here. Either way, you're going to end up fighting on both sides of the map at once. And I really feel the gold base is just not an option for Zerg. So even though the rush distance is further and Terran can't really rotate Hellions, so Hellion openings are much weaker here, I think you kind of go, okay, the Terran harassment's open is weaker. But like the mid-game base, fourth and fifth locations are very spread apart and a little hard to defend as a Zerg. So if you don't have a good early game, it can snowball. But we'll see how Serral plays. Getting this third blocked is a real bummer. The other third is nowhere near as good. But he's going to have to take it, I think, as that SCV is blocking him as much as it can. Does he take it? Yeah, he's going to go Extractor. Reaper's going to go in, see if it can find some damage. Serral takes the southern base, the one in the straight line here on Amygdala. Queen comes out, 4-Link's trying to pull back. So Link speed's on the way. We've got 2 queens out. The one in the main did not inject straight away. Waited a few seconds. A little uncharacteristic there for Serral. Feeling the pressure playing Clem. A bit more focused on getting the early creep tumor down, which he did get down immediately. That's very nice. And cancels the drone on the Extractor at the third base that he initially tried to go to. And he actually saves that drone, which is very nice. Padme Amygdala. Absolutely the name of this map. I agree, Twitch chat. Second barracks. Yeah, this is not surprising. He's going to play 2-1-1 as Clem. And the reason is, remember what I said, Hellions, if you rock up to this side and there's queens blocking you, normally you can rotate to another path. On this map, you need to go all the way to the other side of the map to attack from a different angle. So Hellions are just kind of bad. Like you can get 2 or maybe 4 Hellions just to poke a little bit, defend any Zergling pressures, but you don't want to be going 6 or 8 Hellions. So going straight into Medevac Marine pressure, going to be a more direct way. Skip past the weak part of this map for Terran, get straight to the strong part, which is pressuring Zerg in multiple areas with Marines and Medevacs. Overlord comes in, Serral happy to sacrifice, and he will see the 2-1-1, which is going to tell him he can skip Spore Crawlers. He says, okay, I see, second barracks. So as long as he skips Spores, gets up to 9 queens, and just plays a nice solid style, he'd be good. Now, the question is, does he go double Evo? If you go double Evo chamber, it means you're very risky against a Hellbat timing, following up the 2-1-1. Something Clem does sometimes mix in. But it can be worth it. Oh, he's breaking the rocks. Oh no! Serral's thinking about taking the gold base. So guys, taking the gold base, remember what I said? Terran can just deny that from behind. There's no way you ever get enough creep out to control the middle. I don't care how wide open it is. It's just a bad base in my opinion. I don't think you can defend that. Because Terran can poke the edges and easily just deny this mineral line. Lair Baneling Nest. So he's going to go fast Bane speed. Serral is not going to leave himself open. He wants the fast Baneling Nest. And that's unfortunate for him. Because it is double eBay for Clem. He would have been better off rushing 1-1 upgrades. Would have given him a lead on those upgrades. And since there's no Hellbat timing, he would have gotten away with it. But Serral, he could be eliminated if he loses this game. He does not want to open himself up to that risk. Serral likes to hedge his bets. Takes a 4th base up north right on 5 minutes. This is really well played. Notice how he's just got the 2 gases mining, 3 mineral lines, and he already goes for a 4th hatchery immediately. And then he'll start taking extra gases along with double Evo chamber. Just a moment. Ling Scout sees the 3rd. Serral seeing what else he can spot here. And he does see the Medevacs move out. I like that the depot raises even though there's no wall. Clem's like, I will delay that Zergling by 1 second. Double Medevac coming through the middle of the map. 8 queens, no Zerglings. Serral, you can't track it through the middle of the map, so the drop catches him off guard. His queens are way out of position. Oh no, 4th hatchery's in the open. Clem's going to find the 4th hatchery. Serral, he should have put some Zergling scouts on the south ahead of this. Oh, he's going to lose the 4th hatchery. That's a big payoff there for Clem. Big payoff for Clem. That's going to slow down the growth by an entire minute on that 4th base. It forces Serral to sit on 3 base. And when you delay your upgrades, especially, you want to use that fast Bane speed to defend an early 4th, get that fully saturated on minerals, and allow yourself to catch up in the upgrades later on in the late game. Oh, this is rough. 4th hatchery snipe is huge for Clem. Clem's follow-up, 4th and 5th barracks, tanks. He's going to play a tank push. Is tank push good on this map? I figure you can probably put it behind the rocks or the minerals maybe, but... Oh, this ledge here is actually nasty. This avenue, on the earlier version on the PTR, there was a ramp here, but without the ramp, it's way better for Terran. because you can put tanks and marines spread down here, marines on the higher ground, and it's like, where do you flank this from? You're attacking through like a bit of a corridor, or you're attacking up here through another corridor and around a corner. So that position actually becomes amazing for siege tanks later on, especially if you can keep denying this creep spread. Good move in with the marines. Clem gets another Baneling snipe, picks up all of his marines, only loses 1 or 2. And he's got 8 racks. 8 racks! Clem never 8 racks, especially on a big map like this. Serral taking a 5th down the bottom. Wow, Clem leaning into the 8 racks. Serral's not scouting right now. He's probably not expecting that. Clem so rarely 8 racks. You normally don't need to scout Clem because he does the same thing every game. But he's going to 8 racks, maybe being inspired by watching Hero Marines matches against the Zergs in their group stage earlier on in this tournament. Clem's going to go for the 8 racks. Tanks and Marines sieging up out here. Remember what I said, if he gets to that position, not to mention tanks up on that top side could be good as well. Going to put one behind the minerals, could be nice. Yes, up there. Really good tank position. Serral might just have to give up the 4th again and go to the 5th base in the south. He doesn't want to have to. Queen goes down, transfuses help. He gets himself the medevac, which is great. You don't want to leave these queens out. Ling Bane getting ready for the surround. I think he could have gone there. Serral being maybe too patient right now. Hatchery's going to get focused again. Serral waits too long, loses the hatchery. Clem, happy to trade a tank or 2 for that. He stutters back, he focuses the Banes down. So many Banelings getting focused. Oh my god, he waits so long, and he doesn't even pick up. Clem, who has the discipline to not pick up when they have that many Banelings on top of them? Clem fixes bayonets, spears a Baneling, gets showered in acid, but somehow tanks it to the face and survives and just does not care. Clem with just disrespectful aggression, ridiculously in his opponent's face, and now splitting Serral from his new 4th base in the south side as well with a secondary push. The Marines in the north continuing to trade so well. I dare not look at the units lost tab. Serral finds an ambush on the south side. Lings need to clear that tank. He's too busy jumping on top of the Marines. He gets rid of most of the Marines. There's a nice surround. Serral gets his first cleanup, but at what cost in the north? Oh my lord, the units lost down 3,500 resources. Clem on top. Guns in his face, and he is all over Serral. The queens are falling, the hydras are falling. Clem should save the medevacs, and indeed he will. New army attacking in the south. Southern 4th base completely undefended. 2 Baneling cocoons, a hydra and a zergling. That a defense does not make. Clem gets the 3-1 victory and eliminates Serral from the tournament. Holy crud, Clem, when he gets that aggression going, it's scary. It's so hard to see where the 2-on-1 comes from on this map. He didn't see it till here. I think you need to have Lings out front spotting, and you have to keep your queens in a central position. That is a lesson that Serral has just learnt the hard way, and I'm going to be applying that in my games as well. Do not put your queens too far out of position, because at this point, you know there's a double drop coming. You cannot be waiting down here. You need Lings out front. Queens have to be in the middle, because look, this extra few seconds moving those queens to defend is such a big problem. Doesn't even get there to fight in time. Oh, that's huge. GG, well played. Really nice play by Clem.